Sinead O'Connor, LGBTQ hijab. What more is there to say? That's what we'll be discussing today on the Hoggcast. Okay, so we'll get into the video, watch the video, and we'll pick apart some of the more insane things that Sinead O'Connor is saying and doing. But before that, the housekeeping. If you could, by all means, subscribe to the Hoggcast, hit the notification bell, like the video, and if you would like to, by all means, leave a comment. That would really help me out. Okay, let's get into the video.
Yeah, in Islam you don't call it conversion, you call it reversion. The idea is that you were born Muslim in the first place. That if any person with any logic would realise they were Muslim all along. So that's actually what happened to me. I'd been a theologian all my life, studying theology, but I never thought that I would join any particular religion. But because I grew up in a theocracy, I was very interested in theology. So I studied all the different religions, and I actually left Islam to last because I had such a huge amount of prejudice about it, actually, But as soon as I read chapter 2, I was like, oh my God, I've been a Muslim my whole life and I didn't even realise it. So
right, well, let's first address the big fat elephant in the room, okay? If you haven't noticed yet, which I'm sure you have, Miss Sinead O'Connor is wearing a traditional Islamic dress. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. However, you will notice the gay pride rainbow pasted right across the front. As we can see from this website, Islamic scholars overwhelmingly agree that same-sex or same-gender sex is a sin in that religion. I personally, from what I've observed and what I've seen and heard with my own eyes and ears, I believe that it's not even a majority, it's 100%. I'm yet to see a single one that disagrees with that particular doctrine. And it states how in the Holy Book, and I've read the Holy Book before anyone says you don't know what you're talking about, I do, because I've read it. It's funny how she starts by saying that from chapter 2 onwards, which is fairly suspicious, because if you've read the Holy Book yourself, you'll see from chapter 1 particularly and onwards, it is just wall-to-wall anti-Semitism, in chapter 1 particularly. Now, you will often hear it said that in Islam, homosexuality is punished by death via usually the throwing off of a great height, the fall from a great height. That in itself does not come from the Quran, it comes from authenticated hadith. And as we can see from this article, if we scroll further down, it states how, according to ISIS, now the article itself says that they are the most radical interpretation of Islam. However, there is only one interpretation of Islam. If you ask any scholar on Islam, they will say there is only one interpretation. You can't, in the Islamic religion, what is in the Quran, they see it as the literal word of God, which came down from God to Muhammad. It is not changeable. If you change it like that, if you change anything at all, or misinterpret, or even try to interpret what it says in the Holy Book any differently, they will immediately hit you back with a charge of heresy. Sinead, my dear, as a Muslim, I'm sure that you would fully back what is happening here. Can you not see the hypocrisy in appearing on British mainstream media television dressed in traditional Islamic dress, stating that you're a Muslim, and not only that, apparently you've been one your entire life, and you appear on mainstream media television in your traditional dress with the gay pride flag emblazoned over the front of your hijab? How on earth can you correlate the two together between the traditional Islamic faith, which you have embraced, and LGBTQ rights? They are the complete opposite of one another. They are chalk and cheese. They are night and day, left and right. They are two completely different things. The strange case of Sinead O'Connor, otherwise known as Shahuda Davitt, which is her new name that she has given herself in light of her new religion that she loves so much. Here we can see two of her verified tweets, which one of them at least paints a very clear picture in my mind as to why she has decided to embrace Islam. the tweet on the left, you can see in which she states, "I'm terribly sorry. Well, I'm about to say something, so you know what, I never thought my soul could ever feel it. But truly, I never want to spend time with white people again, if that's what non-Muslims are called." See, that's what we're getting at here. If you read in between the lines of Sinead O'Connor, her anger is at white people. She is embracing Islam, not because she believes in Islam. She's a hypocrite. If you read the Holy Quran, and I've read the Holy Quran, you will see from the very first chapter and some of the first verses, these people are mentioned, not just once, but they are mentioned a lot, and they are called in the Quran the hypocrites. And excuse me, I've got a very sore throat at the moment. And Sinead O'Connor is a classic hypocrite. You can see it if you read in between the lines here. She is saying that she's only embraced Islam. If you read in between the lines, that is exactly what she's saying. She has only embraced Islam because she in her own words, hates white people. She does not like white people. Not only that, but she blames, she's white herself, but she's blaming white people for something that is on her. She can't take responsibility for her own failings in life. Don't get me wrong, Sinead O'Connor has had extraordinary success in the arts and the entertainment field, especially in the early 1990s, but she's lost that. She's lost her flair. Time's moved on. She can't accept that. She can't change. She can't adapt to the modern world, yet she wants to stay relevant. She's lost her fame. She's lost the respect that she had from many people worldwide. Yes, I appreciate she has mental health issues. This could play into it. This could be one of the reasons why she's behaving in such a bizarre fashion. But who knows? Everyone needs something to believe in. When it comes to embracing Islam, to take a stand against white people, we've seen this before. In the Windrush generation, and for those of you who are not from Britain, the Windrush was a ship that brought the very first post-Second World War empire migrants. They were known as the empire migrants. They were from Africa in the West Indies, the Middle East, the very first ones after the Second World War to come to the United Kingdom. And the majority of them were actually Christian. However, they found they couldn't adjust to society very well, and they became bitter and angry and resentful. And those former Christians embraced Islam en masse. Why? Because it was the religion that was seen to be against the white, quote-unquote, patriarchy. That was the strange case of Sinead O'Connor, and this was the Hoggcast. Thank you very much for watching this video. I shall be making a series of the strange case of XYZ. I will be doing that on a weekly basis from now on. If you haven't yet, please by all means subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss another video. I apologise for my sore throat, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.